Do you want games on Steam cheaper than on Steam? I gotcha. Jump over to an app where you can buy any game you want on any platform, and for a free discount you can use the code FAMS at checkout for 10% off. This site offers the biggest discounts you can find, so let's get gaming, fams. So we got brand new gameplay, cinematic view, and everything related to Mafia Definitive Edition right now, right on this channel. So without any further ado, I'll let you watch this piece of trailer, then come back with an analysis.
Detective Norman.
How long you been in town?
3 years.
They handed you the Morello case. Right out of the gate.
That's what the paper says, ain't it? And what's it to you?
Case must be getting pretty cold by now.
Or you got something might warm it up?
Yeah, I might have something.
What do they call you, son?
Thomas. Thomas Angelo, sir.
So right now we see how Tommy looks. He looks great. Really looks like a 2020 game. The graphics look fantastic. The new updated characters, models and all that look simply beautiful. And we can also assume that we get to change clothes in this game. And we understand that motorcycles are included. And we do know that there's new content added for this game as well. So yeah, we see some interesting parts, like, you know, the power you get into the church and killing some people. We see that in this piece of trailer, and this is brand new of the PC gaming show. Yeah. I'll leave you with an interview to see more about Mafia the Definitive Edition, and I'll see you in my other videos. As always, have a good one, fams.
Yeah, which is a 2002 release. Talk to us about this game.
Mafia the Definitive Edition is a complete ground-up remake of Mafia from 2002, which is a seminal game that really launched the Mafia franchise. And in Mafia, you take on the role of Tommy Angelo, who is a cab driver that falls in with the mob during the 1930s, actually during the height of Prohibition, in a city called Lost Heaven, which is loosely based on Chicago. And as a member of the Salieri crime family, he really gets embroiled in a war with the Morello crime family, and we kind of explore that story and Tommy's evolution from cab driver to respected member of the Mafia.
I feel like in the last 10 years we've seen HD editions, remasters that are more graphical updates, but my understanding is that this is far more than just a new coat of paint on a game from 2002. Talk to me about what a remake means.
Everything was rebuilt, so every asset, every cinematic was reshot, and all the gameplay was completely redone. Now, we've kept all the same big beats from the original game. The story is the same for the most part. All the big plot points are there. All the missions are there and represented. But again, everything was completely rebuilt from the ground up, in order to kind of meet the expectations of today's gamers and take advantage of today's technology.
The location in pretty much every open world game is a central character. In 2002, we have seen a ton of gameplay changes between then and now, 2020. Can you talk a little bit about some of the ways you've updated the open world setting and maybe some of the new mechanics that players can expect?
So we do that a number of different ways. You know, one, we looked at how populated can we make it, and we took some of the kind of world interactions and some of the things that we did with, crowds and non-player characters and other kind of city life from Mafia 3 and put them into Mafia the Definitive Edition. But we also looked at, are there ways for us to kind of redesign the city so it's more fun to drive around? You know, do we need to widen the streets? Do we need to make sure that there's not as many 90-degree turns so that you can kind of coast around corners? And as we capture the feel of the vehicles, are there things that we want to do to make sure that the roads have grip or they're slick in the rain? And so that, I think, brought a lot of life to it as well, because most of the way that you engage with the city is through driving.
I mean, speaking of rebuilding things from the ground up, I gotta ask you about the cinematics. I mean, they looked gorgeous in the trailer. Yeah. And I mean, what was the process of rebuilding all of those cinematics?
For us, it was really, how do we recreate these? Again, taking advantage of some of the cutting edge stuff that we've been doing at Hangar 13. So, we have, really great facial scanning and likeness capture technology, a state-of-the-art mocap facility. So we really wanted to take advantage of that for, the definitive edition. So we did go in and we rewrote all the cinematics, again, to add some of that language and add some of that character development and maybe some of that clarity that we were going for without losing the essence of each moment.
Well, now it's time for my favorite question.
Yeah.
When can we play Mafia Definitive Edition and
Trees, but Mr. Clutch, these Romanian trees for the system's touch. Whoa! Liquor is finest, your highness, German president, your highness. Wait, I'm here to slay the demons that harness, tarn us. Join us, the time is upon us. Fuck the game, just hold my PS5. I do it for my soul, so with the PS5. Me and rap, don't show us liaison. The whole game is off, use me as on.